from WBNE.
Howdy, yokes. Before we get started, we want to let you know that this episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by our patrons. Now, Bacon and Eggs is supported almost entirely by our patrons, and we really need your support. And what we mean by patrons is we have this website that you can go to. It's called patreon.com. So it's not owned by us. It's owned by Jack Conti from Pamplemousse. But you can go to patreon.com/bacon and eggs, and you can sign up for all these different reward tiers. And basically, you send money to us every month, and then we send you exclusive content in return. But the side effect of that is that we get to continue to do this project and continue to bring the laughs and bring the fun. And the reward tiers are pretty lowly priced. It's like the price of a cup of coffee. It gives you access to a private Discord server, or we have unedited episodes of Bacon and Eggs, or you can do other stuff you can get access to our bonus show, which is the Hash Browns. So, you can check it all out. It's all there. It's really good stuff. And if you haven't done it in the past, I highly encourage it because it really does make a huge difference. And honestly, we're at a stage right now where we really do need your support. Our patron numbers have been falling, and it would mean absolutely the world to us if we could just add a few more patrons to our list. So if you could just go to patreon.com/bacon and eggs, check out the reward tiers, maybe sign up for a few months. The start of the month is the best time to do it because we don't charge you until the first of next month. So if you sign up now, which is on the 8th that this is coming out, then you get 22 days or 23 days of bonus content without even paying for it. So it's a great way to see if it's even something that's worth it for you. But other than that, thank you so much for listening. This episode is dedicated to Seamus Gorman, who couldn't be with us today to discuss this Pixar classic of Cars. But without further ado, let's get on with the show. Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today, I am Speed.
Oh, or maybe we're just repairing a road.
One winner, 42 losers.
And he did what in that cup?
Because I eat losers for breakfast.
Cars!
Cars is directed by John Lasseter. It came out on June 9th. That's a 6-9 for those of you checking at home. 2006, with just 5,506 days ago, $120 million budget, $462 million at the box office, which in 2006 was buku cash. Anymore, I'd be like, that's a bust. 74% critic rating, 79% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 73 on Metacritic. Widely considered to be the worst sort of trilogy in the Pixar verse. Ethan, what is something a professional critic has said negative about this film?
I got a professional negative critical review here. I actually don't because I managed to close the Rotten Tomatoes page.
I have a positive one if you'd like.
Yeah, give me a positive one while I'm getting this page back.
So this comes from Stephen Gredanis from Decent Films Guide, which we can only assume is in Australia. And he says, Cars is Pixar's...
Why can we assume that?
I'm so glad you interrupted me because I totally didn't nail it. Oh no.
I know. Cars.
Cars is Pixar's most improbable success to date. A film, I can't do it at all. We can assume that Decent Films Guide is set in southwestern Virginia. Cars is Pixar's most improbable success to date, a film that could easily have misfired, but somehow does not. That's Stephen Gredanis from Decent Films Guide. What do you got for me, Ethan, for a negative review? Or do you have comments on that?
Paul Arendt from BBC.com says, it had to end sometimes.
No, you gotta do the voice.
Good evening. This is Paul Arendt from the BBC. It had to end sometime. After a run of standard CGI setting movies, Pixar has finally delivered a dud.
No, I disagree. Ethan, I had so much fun watching this.
It got me at the end. This movie kind of sucks, though.
No, you don't think so.
I do. I mean, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
Heartbreaking. How could you possibly say it's the worst?
I didn't say it was the worst.
Good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
Tyler, on a scale of 0 to 1, or sorry, on a scale of 42 to 1.
42 to 1.
No, on a scale of 0 to 100, where do you put Cars? The least imaginative movie name ever.
I really enjoyed this a lot. A lot.
A lot? Like a lot? I mean, man.
Like, yeah, like a minimum 95 for sure. No,
95?
No, it wasn't that good.
I mean, no, look, if that's what you want to say, that seems heavy.
That was a joke. I was joking with
you.
We were telling jokes.
That seems like a thick score.
Ka-chow, you know?
Yeah.
Ka-chowdy yolks.
Okay, so 0 to 100, though. I need a number.
Oh, gosh. 79.
That's a lot for you? I enjoyed this a lot, is 79?
No, it's not. I'm trying to, like...
What's the number that comes to your brain, man? Give me some Zen. Like, give me 10 seconds of Zen, and then give me a number.
I am speed.
America's all about speed. Hot, nasty, badass speed.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
That's an Eleanor Roosevelt quote. 0 to 100, man. We got to talk about this movie. Let's get on with
for
it.
Breakfast. Brekkie. Maybe I should have eaten breakfast. Bacon and eggs. I'll tell you, what comes to mind for me is honestly in the 80s.
Okay.
Like 87, 88. 88 feels like a higher number than 87, like more than just one digit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had this conversation last week about 84 and 85. I'm going to go with 88.
88, okay. I'm going to give this a flat 70.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a fine movie.
I thought it's so funny.
It's not all that funny, though, compared to, like, because this is a Pixar movie, right? Like, and it has to go up against all the Pixar movies, and it just doesn't cut it.
Where does it fall short for you? I'm so confused.
I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad movie by any means. I don't really know what the target audience for it was here, because, like, it's about NASCAR.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit adult. And it
might be about NASCAR. It also might be about, like, track and field, maybe.
It's not about track and field. It's about NASCAR.
No, it's about NASCAR.
This movie, there's no way you can, like, I understand this is what your brothers do for a job and whatever, but there's no way this movie fits in the Pixar theory. There's just not.
Are you kidding? This is integral to the Pixar
theory.
No,
there's no way that this fits in the Pixar theory.
No, this is extremely important to the Pixar theory, Ethan, because this is after... Like, this is when the machines have, like, gained sentience.
No, it's just not, though. It's just not, though.
On this.
Because that's absolute garbage where you're saying that the entire history of the world happened, and then it ended, and then it happened again exactly the same way, where we have, like, Cars Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, because Ari Gould, Jeremy Piven, the freaking agent, refers to lightning as his mishpoka, which implies that there is Cars Jews.
Cars Judaism.
Which means that the Cars Jews have not found their car Messiah. There's no way this fits in the Pixar thing. Because
it's a Messiah Roddy, Ethan, okay?
Because, oh my God. That's the funniest thing you've ever said on the show in our history. Frick. No,
I think that makes sense.
Let me finish. Toy Story and the previous movies were like, oh man, come to Al's Toy Barn, the biggest toy store in the tri-state area. And Cars is like, this takes place off the side of Interstate 40 in New Mexico or Arizona. They're on the way to Los Angeles from Bristol, Tennessee. There is an America. It is exactly like our America, except it's entirely cars. There's a Cars Dale Earnhardt Jr. that races in a red car instead of a black car, which means that Cars Dale Earnhardt died.
Yeah, well, obviously they couldn't get Dale Sr. to voice Dale Jr., the car.
Yeah, no, correct. I'm just saying that, like, the Cars franchise has historically tried this weird, like, level of historical accuracy. And I get it. All the jokes are funny, right? Like when you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is just Cars, this is Cars Jesus, right? There's a Cars Pope. It's funny.
It's Cars Jesus.
It's constantly funny, but it does not make for good Pixar theorying for me. And I hear your argument like, oh, it happened after the rise of the machines, after by and large broke everything.
What do you think happened? I mean, so this is exactly what happened. So WALL-E, we learn, is like built off of human memory. So if you just have enough machines that are born out of that and continue to grow out of that, then they're going to just build themselves off of human memory. Of course, they're going to have Cars Bristol and Cars Jesus and Cars Pope and Cars Judaism.
But they're not. That's not how any of this works. It's not how anything works.
None of it works, Ethan. They're talking cars.
Correct.
Did you have a problem with that when you were watching this? Were you like,
no,
I just don't believe for 1 second that a GT40 can talk?
No, I never had that problem. What? There's no GT40 in this movie.
Lightning's a GT40.
No, he's not.
He's the way that they described him, there was an interview that he was part GT40 and part Lola.
What is Lola?
That's exactly right. Who's Lola?
Who's Lola?
That's what they were going for.
Okay.
He's like a GT40 but curvy.
This is like, oh yeah, the Batmobile is part Lamborghini, part Hummer. No, but this movie's perfectly fine. You got some great performances here from basically everybody in this movie. Stellar cast.
Can you believe that they called up Larry the Cable Guy and were like, how would you like to have the performance of your life?
Right, and this is the best thing Larry the Cable Guy has ever done. Before this or since then. And he knows that, yeah. He was perfect for this role. Owen Wilson, perfect for this role. Michael Keaton had way too much fun being Chick Hicks.
Michael Keaton was Chick Hicks?
Yeah, Michael Keaton is Chick Hicks.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was the last movie Paul Newman was ever in. I believe it was the last movie that George Carlin was ever in. And
who did George Carlin play?
He's the hippie stoner Jeep. Not Jeep, the Volkswagen, the bus.
The bus?
With the organic fuel.
I did not know that. Yeah. Organic fuel. Tony Shalhoub is in this.
I understand where Pixar's thing is, right? They're like, we don't just make movies for kids. We make movies for all ages. Like, this one's a little bit adult, though.
So this one was more like what DreamWorks does, and maybe more of a response to Shrek than anything.
Right.
Like Shrek is, if you watch Shrek as an adult, you're like, I wouldn't even let my kids think about watching this. This is bad. Like, this is raunchy.
Right. It's like they get high on organic fuel and... the Porsche has a tramp stamp.
Least favorite, most overplayed scene in animated cinema is, and then our characters got high, and because it's this medium, we can really illustrate what that looks like. I hate it. I'm so over.
But they didn't even do that here.
I know, but I'm so over that 45 seconds in animated movies. This is my least favorite thing.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Does it get you every time? Are you watching The Good Dinosaur like, haha, they took the shrooms?
I have watched The Good Dinosaur once.
Once? Oh my God, yeah. Arlo. It'll make you cry, man.
This is the second time I've seen Cars, by the way.
This is the second time you've ever seen Cars?
Yeah, pretty sure this is the second time I've ever seen Cars.
I noticed
I've never seen the third one for sure.
We got a lot of listener reviews for this. And a lot of people were like, this is the best soundtrack in cinema. Life is a Highway. Am I right? I hear you. Life is a Highway from Cars. Life is a Highway is not from Cars. That was a song that existed for 15 years.
Yeah, but nobody knew that song.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
This is why it was in it. People knew Life is a Highway.
No, they didn't. Because they had Rascal Flatts record a cover of it.
People
for the movie.
Did you know Life is a Highway before this?
No.
You didn't?
Neither did you. We were 12.
What? Can you believe that? This is 15 years ago? 15 years and 1 month ago?
You didn't know Life is a Highway. No shot.
100% chance.
No shot.
When this movie came out, I definitely already heard it. It might have been the Rascal Flatts version from this movie, but I definitely
One time I had to stand there at a concert at the Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and watch Rascal Flatts perform this song with my eyes, with my body. It was awful.
Why was it awful, Ethan?
Because they're terrible live.
Well,
They're one of
terrible.
the worst live bands I've ever seen, and all their songs are covers.
I would not have expected that. I truthfully would have said, like, the dude who lead sings for Rascal Flatts is so insanely ugly. He's got to be that good.
He's not. I mean, he like just stood there in the middle of the stage. He looked like he was like sick or dying, but he has not. This was 5 or 6 years ago, and he has not died. So
That's good.
yeah. But they covered Purple Rain. It was horrendous. Anyway, Cars. People do love the soundtrack to this. I guess just for Life is a Highway and maybe the John Mayer Route 66 that plays at the end, and Shaboom is
What is
popular on.
Shaboom?
That's the freaking the song that plays when the life could be a dream, life could be a dream song that plays when they turn the lights back on. That's a great scene.
The whole thing is great, man. It's about found family. You love these found family movies.
Yeah, I do. It's a 70, man. It's fine. It's not a top tier Pixar movie. It's not a bottom tier Pixar movie. I like this more than The Incredibles.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, because that's not found family. That's just like we had kids.
Well, that has nothing to do with it, really.
Oh, well. And I guess that's kind of found family. Like, it is their, like, actual biological family, but, like,
Just like
the movie's
Lightning's
about them choosing each other.
Lightning's such a dick for most of this movie in ways that like some of my other favorite Pixar characters are not.
Yeah, that's why I like Barley so much, is that he's just not a dick.
He's just not a dick. Well, I mean, that's a whole different thing, right? That like, but like Lightning sucks worse than Joy.
I don't know. Joy's pretty freaking self-centered.
That's fair. I don't know, man. He's worse than Marlon. Marlon at least has like goals, like aims.
Safety.
Yeah. He wants to find his son.
Yes.
Lightning McQueen is just like, I gotta win the Piston Cup. I gotta do it on my own.
I do it all by myself. I don't need nobody.
like-
I don't understand. This is like a moment with Lightning McQueen where I'm like, Lightning, you literally just fired your like crew. Like, you don't have a crew chief. Then you fire your crew, and you end up in this town where you meet a crew. Like, forget everybody else. You meet the tire shop, and they can change a set of tires in 0 time flat.
Yeah.
You're not immediately like, you work for me now. Like, you
Yeah,
can still be a dick about it, but like,
But he doesn't
You
think
need
about
to
it
go
like
and
that.
get-
He doesn't need tires, right? That's how he wins. He doesn't need a tire change. He needs,
right.
you know, he's
fuel.
Lightning McQueen. He just does it.
Right.
He was about to go
He's young.
race that last race with just the truck as his pit crew.
Yes.
Let me tell you who's not getting the tire change done quick is the truck.
Is Mac.
Is Mac.
Have you seen the part where he pulls up and he thinks it's Mac right when he gets off Route 66? And the guy says, I'm a Peterbilt, dang it.
It's funny. It's funny in that way. And that's what I'm saying is like, there's so much stuff that when I watched this movie when I was a kid that like I didn't quite get or did get or like knew that other kids wouldn't get.
Because you were the best. Because you were the smartest kid.
No, but like I know who I listened to. I was stuck in the car every freaking Sunday. We'd drive somewhere and listen to Car Talk. So on NPR. So like I knew who the Rustese brothers were. Like that's a voice play that works.
Brothers.
They're the guys from Car Talk.
Is that the reference they're making there?
Yeah, I mean that's just so they end every show or ended every show. One of them's dead now. They ended every show by saying, "Don't drive like my brother. Don't drive like my brother."
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so like I got that, but I'm sitting here like I might be one of the only 14-year-olds in America that gets this. Honestly, this is a pretty niche joke, Pixar. But like you can't have the and I guess the movie made a ton of money, but it's shocking to me that a movie about NASCAR made a ton of money, like a kid's movie about NASCAR.
It's not even that it made a ton of money, because it didn't do like crazy good at the box office. 426 million or whatever is obviously good, especially for an animated movie. It's 3 times what it cost to make, or more than that, 4 times what it cost to make. But it's the merchandising. Not even like even before the park was opened. This is to this day the Pixar property the Disney property that sells the most toys.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's like Cars Lightning
Yeah, because
McQueen?
Lightning McQueen.
More than
And he goes to Radiator Springs and he meets the old washed up race car who hates him because they abandoned him.
Well, Lightning didn't.
No, but that's the thing is everybody's got to learn, right? Like Doc
So
Hudson
I
has
think
to
you
learn
like-
to trust outsiders and trust race
I
cars.
can't believe you haven't seen the third one. You should watch the third. The second one, you can skip it altogether. But
I've seen the second one.
Yeah. So
The
you
second
don't
one
need to
does
see it
exactly
then.
what Fast and Furious did, where they're like, we took a movie about racing and now it's about saving the world.
Yeah.
I'm Finn McMissile.
The problem is
Lightning,
that it was about
You've got to save the world. Why do we fall, Mr. McQueen? Why do our tires pop, Mr. McQueen?
so we can get them refilled.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen the third one. I mean, I've seen probably part of it.
It is about like a Camaro that
Yeah.
it's
Well-
it's basically the first one, but Lightning is now Doc.
Yeah, I mean, they took the obvious story they could have used for number 2 and did it for number 3.
Yeah, because they were like, what if we gave Mater his own movie?
Yeah, what if we made Lightning and Mater international super spies?
For no reason.
For no reason. And then they were like, you know what? Let's go back to racing. We got to get the rookie who's going to beat McQueen. He's got a bigger car.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because I'm big into F1 TikTok right now, and that they use one of those scenes from Cars 3 all the time to talk about various drivers of like Lightning getting absolutely wrecked by this new car that's just like bigger and faster and better.
We've done this though, right? Like the F1 drivers couldn't do NASCAR.
I mean, they can. They have.
Right, but like it's like when rugby players play football. It's like, oh, I bet he's going to be amazing, and then they're like, well, he's okay.
But that's not even what it is. It's not like they're saying, oh, this is an F1 car here. It's just like that. It's just an illustrative point. It's a driver getting beat, and they're like, oh man, like, you know, they talk about different drivers watching the new kid like absolutely crush them.
And they use the scene from Cars 3.
Yeah.
Oh. So if they put one of the F1 cars on the NASCAR track against Richard Petty, who wins that race?
The NASCAR, I think.
Are they way
I'm not
faster? They're going like
no,
280
wait, no,
miles an hour.
probably the F1 car. Probably the F1 car. I think. I don't know. Against each other? I have no idea.
In the same Martinsville Speedway.
And Martinsville, definitely the F1 car.
They can turn that fast?
The F1 cars?
Yeah.
Yeah. They can turn way faster.
Oh, okay.
You should watch this thing sometimes. It's crazy. Yeah, but like Talladega, I don't know. The NASCAR might have the edge.
Because of the straightaway?
Just because it's you never slow down, right? It's just pedal to the metal the whole time.
Yeah. Pits.
And like one-on-one, I don't know, because like so much of NASCAR is the other cars being out there.
That's the whole thing of it. Is how
Yeah,
you
the drafting
play
and
the
the
peloton, yeah.
slipstream, and yeah. Rubbing is racing. When Seamus Gorman came on to talk about Moneyball, I had to explain that NASCAR existed to him.
But he didn't know NASCAR was real?
No, he was like shocked that we did the thing from Cars in real life.
Like stock car racing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was shocked.
You get to choose between one of 3 cars,
Yep.
and it's got nothing to do with the car.
But yeah, I was like, they used to call it it was the Winston Cup instead of the freaking Piston Cup.
What is it now? It's like the Sprint Next Up Cup or something?
No, it's Monster Energy.
The Monster Energy Cup?
Monster Energy Cup Series.
No, it's not.
It deadly serious is, yeah.
Good job, Monster. Well
Yeah,
done.
it's Monster, and the Bush League is now, I can't remember. Xfinity. Yeah, it's Monster and Xfinity. And Camping World Truck Series.
There used to be the 66
Sorry,
truck.
Gander Outdoors Truck Series.
The 66 truck in the truck series was the Carlin truck. I have no idea what business was represented there, but it said 66, and under it was the word Carlin.
I have no idea. Formula 2 has a Carlin racing team.
What do we do internationally? We Carlin.
I don't know. I think they're just a racing team. Like Richard Petty Racing.
Is that a Formula 1 racing team?
No. Richard Petty's the king.
Is he okay? I understand who Richard Petty is. Is he still somebody? I know when I was a kid he was a racer.
Well, now he's a team owner.
Ah.
Like Joe Gibbs and Richard Childress.
What's what's his name? Number 24, DuPont.
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon. What's he up to these days?
No idea.
What about number 3, Rusty Wallace? Number 2, Rusty Wallace. Number 3 was Dale. Rest in peace.
I have no idea, man. I haven't watched NASCAR.
You don't know what Rusty Wallace is up to?
I know all the drivers are different now, is the problem.
I know that if I turn it on, I'm like, yeah, I don't know who any of these guys are.
Because, there's some guy that's won, the last 7 races or something crazy. Hang on. Because I'm on Formula 1 TikTok, I sometimes get on NASCAR TikTok.
How did you end up in Formula 1? That's what I want to know.
My dad and I used to watch it when I was a kid.
And then just recently you were like, I like
It's a Netflix series, man. It's the Netflix documentary series got me into it again.
Oh.
The Drive to Survive. It's great. You should watch it. The Netflix documentary. It really, I would love for them to do that for all sports. It really lets you in behind the scenes and humanizes the drivers in a way that most other sports don't have.
I've seen The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. That humanizes.
Well, that's
the
a movie.
crap
That's
out of
fiction.
As a documentary.
It's not a documentary.
It's about as real as it gets.
So anyway, then I started, but they put that out, the seasons of that out right when the season's about to start, obviously. So
right.
I got what?
I said right.
Yeah. So I watched the Netflix series, then started watching races, and now I'm into it. Also, racing's easy to follow because it's one thing every week. It's great. I get up at 9 o'clock on Sunday mornings. I watch the race. I'm done by 11. Right? I don't have 7 games during the course of the day, and then
you've been watching the
two
tour?
on Monday and 2 on Thursday.
Were you watching the tour?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, because you cheered for Alberto Contador. And I'm so upset about that to this day. Andy Schleck's chain comes off and you're cheering for Alberto Contador.
Yeah, I am, man.
Yeah, that's like cheering for Anakin Skywalker when Sebulba's pod racer falls apart.
This is not going to land. Okay? We cannot talk about the Tour de France.
We
cannot talk about the 2009 battle between Alberto Contador and Andy Schleck. I don't even remember the team Andy Schleck was on.
I don't know. Was it Discovery at that point?
No. Discovery was gone.
An American.
No, it wasn't an American team. It was from Liechtenstein.
Yeah, but he was the guy. Listener, there was a moment in the Tour de France, which is a bicycle race. It's the big one. It's the most insane sporting event.
Yeah.
Nobody should do this. Nobody should do that. I sometimes think that I could be a professional athlete. I could do some of these things. I could not. You ever thrown up a baseball from the pitcher's mound to where
it's
the
a
catcher
long way.
stands? It's so far.
No, I was planning on watching it this year, but I missed the first 4 days before I realized it was on, and then I'm already lost.
Yeah. When they tell you the speed that a baseball is traveling, where is the baseball?
What do you mean?
When they say that was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
As it crosses the plate, I guess.
God, that's so far to have already traveled.
Yeah.
It'd still be going 90 miles an hour.
That's the key, man. That's and there are some pitchers that can throw 107.
That's insane.
Aroldis Chapman used to he was a closer. I guess he still is. But yeah, we get out there and just throw, 107, 108 mile fastballs.
Can you imagine?
No,
How do they hit
I
the
can't.
ball?
I was
How do
not
they
very good
ever
at
hit the
baseball.
ball? It's just like, it's inhuman to me that they can do this at all.
I mean, yeah, this is any sport though. Like,
I don't know, but is it? I feel like with football, like there are kickers who are like, yeah, I played soccer and then I came out here and I just was a kicker.
right. But I still don't, like, I couldn't go out and play running back for the anybody's, right? I would die. I would need a new spine.
If you went to like a high school right now at 28 years old,
I would
and were
die.
like,
I would
wanna
tear
be a
both of my
left-
ACLs in minutes.
Obviously, yeah, you couldn't be a running back, but if you were like, I want to be a left tackle for your high school varsity team, they would be like, yes, sir.
I would die.
No, you would.
Both of my knees would break. I'm old, man.
I could be a left tackle for a high school team.
We're old, man.
I don't think my knees would break. I would get very tired very fast.
Very fast.
They would be like, yeah.
During two-a-days in August.
I'd be like, this
No,
sucks.
no, I'm not going to do it.
I think when one band kid was like, yo, we're out here, you guys are taking a water break, I'd be like, I'm literally going to kill you. I hate you. Because I was that band kid and I was so wrong. I could do band camp today. Wouldn't even break a sweat. I would break a sweat.
You would
but
break
I could
a
do
sweat.
band camp today.
You would be very tired as well.
Yes. But I could do it. I don't think I could do a football camp.
No.
If someone is like, you have to go play trumpet for a week straight, I'd be like, cool. This is awesome.
You got to go stand on that hill in August
Yeah.
all day.
This seems irresponsible, but this is awesome.
No, I have a deep respect for NASCAR. I think it's a sport that gets hated on way too much across the world. And yeah, when racers from other series come and try to do NASCAR, they're like, no, this is hard. The car doesn't have anything like any help.
Stock car.
Yeah, it's a stock car, man. They're still carbureted. Like,
Yeah.
there's no traction control. There's no automatic anti-lock brakes. There's go. There's
Go.
4 gears and there's go.
You have to shift manually.
Yeah.
Like now with paddle
I
shifters,
saw a
it's
NASCAR
just
driver on
take your
TikTok.
hand off the wheel at 260 miles an hour and shift gears.
Yeah. They don't go 260 miles an hour.
How fast do they go?
Like 200,
Okay, well,
maybe a little over.
that's fast.
It is fast. It is fast. And they're right up against each other. Bump drafting, pit maneuvers, slingshot.
Slingshot, man.
Yeah,
this is where the vernacular comes from.
I saw a driver the other day on TikTok. They were like, so when you shift, you use the clutch? And he's like, no, we just, we use the clutch for coming out of the pits or starting from dead stop or something, but we just rev match. You learn to listen to the engine. You can just slip that gear in there. And I'm like, this is a race car going 180 miles an hour. And you're like, yeah, let me just not clutch to shift from third to fourth.
I feel like people who don't drive, like I feel like a lot of our listeners are people who don't drive. That is not an easy thing to do.
No.
It's a scary thing to do.
It's a scary thing to do.
What happens if you fail that shift, Ethan?
The car breaks.
The car. Yeah.
No, I don't know what happened. I guess you're in neutral and the car slows down and you lose.
Then you lose. Or you get exploded because you're in the middle of a genuine pack of vehicles going 180 miles
No,
an
those cars
hour.
don't explode.
Not explode, but like you get bumped and then turn and then flipped and then you've seen cars. Have you seen cars?
I've
You know
seen
the car
cars,
at the
yeah.
beginning where lightning drives through the like massive heap of vehicles.
Yeah, not
That's
possible.
what happens.
Not possible.
Well, yeah, where you drive through that. Yeah, no. But
Yeah, because Lightning McQueen is an animal, not a car.
right,
And he is a car, but he is like sentient.
right.
He can shimmy.
Yeah, he can shimmy. And I believe at one point he jumps.
Yeah, he jumps. He ramps over one car with another car.
And then he uses a car's tires against his own and the shocks to jump.
It's not how
And I
any of
believe-
that works.
And I believe he winks at some adoring fan.
Yeah, the twins.
Yes.
that become Chick Hicks fans.
Kachika.
But yeah, Michael Keaton as Chick Hicks was not something I realized until I looked up the cast list.
I didn't realize that until you told me.
Yeah. Michael Keaton, like Batman himself. I was like, yeah, I'll come
Batman
play
is
the
the
evil race
Vulture.
car. That's not really in this movie.
He's in it.
It's like a side quest, though. Like,
What would you do to race for Dynaco, Ethan?
I mean, I don't know. Lightning McQueen would look terrible in blue.
You're
That
not
scene
gonna
where
like
he's
the
in
third
blue
one.
was always weird. Like that scene where he gets himself all blue in like his dream is weird. I don't like a not red lightning.
I mean, he's a red car through and through.
Yeah, like that makes sense. But they were like, yeah, we're gonna draw this guy as red. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. What would I do to race for Dynaco? I don't know. I'm not a race car. I'm a person.
I'm a person, and my name is Ethan.
My eyes aren't that big.
Correct. Your eyes are much smaller than Lightning McQueen's. There's a powerful scene where he's talking about racing for Dynaco, and he tells Mater, "Yeah, I can get you into a helicopter." And then Sally, is that her name? Yeah, Sally.
Yeah, the Porsche.
Bonnie Hunt. Who you probably know from Jerry Maguire.
What were you saying?
She says to him, she's like, "Did you mean that when you said that you get him up into a helicopter?" And that's like the first moment where Lightning is like, "Oh, these people are starting to like me, not because I'm a race car, but because I'm like doing something nice for them."
They never cared that he was a race car. They didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
When
Nobody knows who he is. This is, I think, the funniest thing about professional athletes is that, like, in the circle that you exist in, yeah, you can't go anywhere without being recognized. But, like,
you go to Arizona, the middle of nowhere in Arizona.
Right. You go somewhere where there's not an NFL team. Like, if Aaron Rodgers, probably a bad example. If anybody else for the Green Bay Packers walked through Kroger in Roanoke, Virginia, nobody would recognize them.
Yeah.
Like,
especially if you go to like Floyd.
Right.
And you're a NASCAR
Nobody
driver.
cares. Yes. Although I think Floyd probably cares more about NASCAR than.
I mean, Green sure, Bay, but like I don't think if you know Joey Logano walks into the stop and go, they're like, "Oh my God, it's Joey Logano." They're like, "Hello, white guy." It's kind of weird jacket you're wearing. I like your Joey Logano jacket.
If he went to any supermarket in Green Bay, Wisconsin, he'd be set.
Who? Joey Logano?
Joey Logano. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool NASCAR hat you got.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird. I'm a driver. Oh, yeah. So my cousin used to drive in the Busch Series.
You want to do some real driving? We got a demolition derby we do.
We go
Thursday.
dirt track racing every Friday night.
You want to come?
You want to come?
We're always looking for drivers.
Go to the Sheeler Motor Mile Speedway.
Sheeler.
Ugh, indeed.
Ugh, indeed.
So what is it that's so great about cars, Tyler? What does it for you?
I don't know. It's probably a bit of nostalgia. I think what a lot of it is the expectations for me are insanely low. That everybody's like, Cars sucks. Cars is like Pixar's worst. And then I watch it and I remember really liking it as a kid and being like, yeah, I don't know why everyone hates this. And I guess I'm not really thinking about it critically at all. Like, I'm not looking for plot holes in the story because on some level you got to be like, well, they are talking cars, right?
Right.
So that's going to be like a big plot hole altogether. Cars can't talk. Cars aren't sentient. And like anytime there's like a feature of a car that like is called into question, like Mater's able to use his rear view mirrors. It's like, how? You can't see them. They're not in front of you. they're to the side of your eyeballs. But like, I just don't care. Like, okay, Mater can use his rear view mirrors. I don't know, just like, I never think too much about it. And when I watch it, I laugh at all the jokes. I like all the little references that I pick up. I feel like I've always been like a quasi car guy, but not like enough that I could be like a car guy. So every time I watch it, I feel like I'm like, oh, I got something new out of this. I don't know. I really like Cars. I think it's underrated wholeheartedly. And it's one of those that, like, again, if my kids are like, I'm going to make this my thing, I think there are worse things for them to make their thing. I'd rather watch this a zillion times than like Epic from DreamWorks.
I mean, that's fair.
Turbo from DreamWorks or Shark
Yeah,
Tale.
I mean, if this is a DreamWorks movie, this gets a higher score, though.
Yeah, I think
like
it being
at
Pixar
some level,
does
even
raise
though
the expectations.
There's subjective reviews here. Like, it gets a higher score if it's DreamWorks. It gets a higher score if it's Illuminations. It has to go up against all the Pixar movies, though, and it just does it. Like, it's not a top 10 for me. So it's hard for me to like give this one a score up there with all the rest of them, because it doesn't fill me with the same joy as the Toy Story movies. It also doesn't fill me with the same joy as like most of the newer ones.
See,
like this, there's a weird middle ground here where I didn't care about Pixar, and that is just, I've never gotten over that.
I think you say it doesn't fill you with the same joy as the Toy Story movies. I think compared to Toy Story 1, this beats it out. Like, Toy Story 1 is hard to watch.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yes. There were only a few times when I was watching this where I was like, hello again, 2006.
Yeah, there were a couple times where it was like, this is just like casual racism or casual appropriation.
Carsism.
Yeah, just some of it's not great, right? Like they had to get the Mexican car to run the chop shop. Like, they had to.
Right.
For some reason, it's just you made all these weird choices, right? Where like the agent has to be the Hollywood Jewish guy. It's got to be Ari Gold, literally Ari Gold.
Is that who voiced him?
Yeah, Jeremy Piven.
I didn't realize that.
In the UK release, it's Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear.
Is it really?
Yeah, playing Harv.
That's awesome.
I want to see that version.
That's so good.
But yeah, Ari Gold from Entourage plays the agent, right?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, there's no nostalgia factor here for me at all, because I didn't see this in theaters, and this is the point where I just kind of stopped caring about Pixar and like animated movies, and really movies in general for the most part. This period of my life, right? Like, this came out between
Except
Halo 2 and Halo 3. Like, I had other
later,
things to do.
Transformers came out, and
right?
That was awesome. I'll tell you what, this is better than Transformers.
I haven't watched Transformers in a while, but yeah, probably. Although I think I would get more personal joy out of watching Transformers. I mean, it got me. This got me at the end. It made me smile. I almost halfway teared up when he just goes and saves the king.
Yeah,
it's a Pixar movie. It does the thing, right? But like, I have no nostalgia for this, or for Up, or for WALL-E, or really anything until like Inside Out, because I just didn't see them.
Inside Out is so good.
Like, that was probably the first one I saw in theaters after The Incredibles. Sorry, Toy Story 3 was in there in the middle, but
Toy Story 3, that was an emotional roller coaster right there.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I remember everybody had the same hot take of being like, we grew up with Andy. This means more to us than anyone else. And like, I agree with you, but I'm so tired of this hot take that I disagree with you now.
I mean, I don't. I was like, we were a year away from college when that movie came out. Like,
yeah. Oh, it was brutal.
It was brutal, right? I get you can still watch it and everything, but like, you can just watch all the Toy Story, but they're all out, right? Like, you can be 15 seeing them all for the first time at the same time.
Right. I will say this in regards to being 15, seeing them all, watching them for the same time. I've been watching WandaVision
Okay.
just like in a row,
Okay.
totally holds up. Very, very good.
I believe it.
Very good show. It might be my favorite one.
I said it would
Although
hold
I
up from
tweeted
the
that out.
beginning, without the week breaks.
No, we needed the week breaks because if we didn't get the week breaks, then we wouldn't have had the insane speculation time that was one.
Yeah, I don't care about speculation though. I'm so tired of speculation. There's so much speculation.
Time in history. People don't do it for Loki. Nobody's making
Yes,
videos.
they
like, Here's
do.
What I think's good.
Yes,
I don't
they
see
do.
'em. I don't see them.
They're doing it for Loki. They did it for Falcon. They're going to do it for Hawkeye.
For What If?
For What
I
If?
don't do it for that.
I don't think they're going to do it for that because I don't think that's.
I think every episode's different.
Yeah, like I don't think that's a linear story.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that though. I think it's going to be really fun. Fun little.
Well, I'm glad
Who's
WandaVision
what's
holds up. I was curious if it would.
Yeah. They definitely needed the week breaks though, because even if you didn't like the speculation, I still think like even if you didn't like the discussion about it, I still think sitting down and thinking about it was fun. And like, ooh, I wonder what that was, and you know, really paying attention to each little moment. No, but yeah, it's very good. Emily's watching it. It's very fun to watch it with Emily, but she is also not like super into the MCU. So there's a lot of questions where she'll be like, I don't know what that is. And I can't tell if she's asking like a WandaVision question that I can't answer or like I genuinely don't know who Darcy is. And it's like, okay, how do I answer this question? Darcy worked for Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
she was Jane
She was
Foster's
in Thor.
assistant.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Thor? You don't remember Thor? You don't remember going to the theater and seeing that in 2005? Okay.
It was not 2005.
2011?
Yeah, let me
whatever.
tell you what did not come out in 2005 was Thor.
Thor. I will tell you this. Here I'm at the beach house, as you can see by my beautiful setting. They have two MCU movies. They've got Hulk 2003 and they've got Point Break, which is pretty exciting.
Neither of those are MCU movies.
That's what's on their shelf here. It's
Neither of those are MCU movies. One is a Marvel movie.
Yeah, but in the Avengers, Tony calls Thor Point Break, so bing, bang, boom.
Okay.
Got
Yeah.
a mean left hook, Point Break. So there was a theory out there for a long time that The Incredible Hulk was a sequel to Hulk 2003. But like, sort of scrapped, sort of not. Like it could have been if it
Okay.
needed to be, but it also could be like tied to this Iron Man thing if it needed to be. They didn't know which like direction it was going. So instead they tied it
Okay.
to Iron Man. And not to Eric Bana's Hulk.
You know what has a sequel? Cars. Cars has a sequel.
Cars 2.
Cars has Cars 2 and Cars 3. They really didn't get imaginative with the names on these.
They didn't get imaginative with the names on Iron Man.
I agree. I think that's dumb.
What would you have named?
You get so few opportunities to name things. And stop trying to drag it back to the MCU. We're not talking about the MCU here.
What would you have named Cars if not Cars?
Boy, I don't know.
Thunder Road.
No.
Get your kicks.
I mean, this isn't my job, though. Like, I don't have to come up with the names for them. But, like, to just be like, Cars. At least they were like A Bug's Life.
A Cars.
And not just bugs. Toys, bugs, fish.
Fish would have been so good. Fish and other aquatic animals.
Oh, it's just called fish.
Fish.
But like that too, you gotta say it like fish.
Fish.
Who
Nemo.
plays Marlin in Fish?
Fish. I think it's still Owen Wilson.
You think it's Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
Wow, my son.
Wow,
He's
my
gone.
son. Wow.
And Dory is
Variant.
Dory's played by Larry the Cable Guy. Now what you going to do is go down to Sydney. You find that Dennis done stole your kid.
Hold on, if we did all of the movies like this, 'cause that's what I want to know. What the heck? They don't have a list of all the movies that came out from Pixar?
They definitely do.
Let's come on. Let's
so it'd have been Toys, Bugs, Toys
Bugs,
2,
Toys 2, Monsters,
Fish.
the superheroes, I guess the Incredibles. Just Incredibles.
Yeah.
Cars, Rats, Robots, Olds, Toys 3.
Olds. Balloons.
Toys 3, Cars 2, Scottish, Monsters 0, Emotions, Dinosaurs, Fish 2, Cars 3, Mexicans 1, Incredibles 2, Toys 4, Dungeons and Dragons,
Soul.
what are we calling Soul?
Soul. We're still calling it Soul. Souls.
Soul. And Calamari by Your Name.
Calamari by Your Name. The only one that doesn't get...
I will say I didn't know this. In March of 2022, we get a Lindsay Collins Pixar movie called Turning Red.
Who is Lindsay Collins?
That's the producer. I have no idea who Lindsay Collins is.
Well, you said it like I was supposed to know.
Directed by Domi Shi, who is a Chinese woman. Well, I guess she's a Canadian woman of Chinese origin. She did Bao.
Nice.
She's
That was
the first
good.
woman to direct a Pixar short, so that's awesome.
It's called Turning Red.
Yep. She's worked on Luca, Soul, Onward, Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2, Good Dinosaur, and Inside Out.
Is this about a red panda? I swear to God, this is about a red panda.
Turning Red doesn't even have a Wikipedia page yet. So,
It's a freaking Pixar movie about a red panda.
They are super cute, my
God
friend.
dang it. Why did Tyler why did they do this to me? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier thing, the Taylor Swift thing, the Pixar thing, they're gonna make me like red pandas.
What did the Falcon and the Winter Soldier do with red pandas?
Nothing. It made me like Bucky.
Oh. See, red pandas are adorable.
They are adorable, but they're a huge letdown.
They are not pandas.
They're not pandas.
They are red, though.
What is this movie about? Pixar.fandom.com. A young girl's devotion to a boy who uncontrollably poofs into a giant red panda.
I just want you to click on the JPEG I just sent you.
Okay. That is a cute animal. You're not wrong.
That's a cute image. Is that not?
You know what's not that cute? The red panda from Turning Red.
Is there pictures from Turning Red already?
Yeah. There's what I imagine is concept art.
Did you? Oh, wow. Oh,
He's kind of weird looking. He looks like he's played by John Ratzenberger.
Welcome to the Himalayas.
Welcome to China. I'm a red panda.
Did you ever see?
No.
No, I know you didn't. The one about the dragon.
Raya?
Raya.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. You know?
Don't know what.
Raya, it was about a dragon. The dragon was voiced by... What? Well...
The last one. Probably not.
Raya,
if I had to guess.
The dragon was voiced by, like, none other than Awkwafina, whom I love, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I wouldn't hire Awkwafina to voice a dragon.
Well, they did.
A dragon.
It made tens of dollars.
I would have been like James Earl Jones. You're the dragon now. I don't know about this Disney Pixar turning red movie.
It looks a
I
little
don't know
weird.
about this at all.
I mean, I definitely will, I guess, give it a shot. I'm very excited that they're getting some not white people to direct the movies and getting a woman to direct the movies. That's very cool. Showing some not white American stories in the Pixar sphere, which is great. I freaking hate red pandas, though. They're such a letdown. They're not pandas. Listeners,
I don't hate red pandas. I am not crazy about this red panda.
it's weird looking, man. He's not even cute.
He's like, if I say the word furry,
He looks
This-
boisterous.
he was a chonky boy. I don't think he's a
So-
boy, but
He definitely is.
oh
Did you not hear my synopsis?
well. I guess it's a boy that turns into a red panda.
A young girl's devotion to a boy band. What? Hang on. There's a word in there I didn't read earlier. In Turning
The Red
Red, Maylee
Panda.
is a confident, dorky 13-year-old torn between staying her mother's dutiful daughter and the chaos of adolescence. And as if changes to her interests, relationships, and body weren't enough, whenever she gets too excited for a teenager that is practically always, she poofs into a giant red panda.
Yes, she.
Okay. Yeah, I missed a word in the first one.
She's obsessed with a boy band. So let me get this straight. This highly definition photo that I just sent you is going to just really send it for you.
Yeah, that's the same one I've been looking at.
Okay.
Yeah. Listeners, just go to here, I'll read the it's pixar.fandom.com/wiki/turning_red, and you will see a picture of this red panda nightmare.
You mean to tell me that this girl's obsession with BTS turns her into a red
See, that's the
panda?
thing I was thinking, is it's going to be about K-pop. I might be too old for this movie. They might have moved on from me, honestly.
Yeah, they might be like, you know, Ethan doesn't need this one.
You know, Soul got me good. Love that movie. And they were like, we got him. It's fine.
I mean,
don't
they got
need
you
to-
with Luca, I thought, right? Did you like Luca? I can't
Yeah, it was
remember.
fine. It was pretty good. I wouldn't say they got me the way they did with Soul and Onward.
Gotcha. I watched Luca for a third time this week, and I was like, "Oh, they got me here."
Yeah, I saw your tweet about that.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, I finally get it. Yeah. Anyway, be curious to see how it goes. If the red panda is a small girl, that is really weird based on this image. If you just showed me the red panda standing behind this Wallace and Gromit looking girl, I would not say that these are the same people, right? Like, this is a girl and her giant red panda friend who is probably voiced by John Ratzenberger or somebody of that ilk.
Or like the deceased voice of John Candy.
Yeah. Yeah. They just use cut up clips from Uncle Buck tied in there.
No, they do like the whole pitch from Plane, Trains, and Automobiles,
God.
where you got this giant red panda pitching shower rings to people.
Yikes. Big ol' yikes, man. Why did you watch Cars last night? What was the
my
impetus there?
nephew
Not that I think you shouldn't watch
is-
Cars. I'm just curious. Who
Nephew
wanted to watch it?
Loves Cars. It's like
Your
his
nephew?
favorite. Actually, it was not my nephew. It was my brother-in-law Kyle. Was like, let's watch Cars, and I was like, okay. And so we watched Cars.
Fair. I saw you're in a house with a bunch of kids. I wasn't sure if one of the kids was like, yo, Cars is it, Uncle Tyler.
I do think that was like how we got there. I will say that like I'm in this house with a bunch of kids, and we have like a Nintendo Switch here, and somebody was like, Uncle Tyler, can I beat you in Mario Kart? And I was like, you absolutely cannot, but you can certainly try.
You can play me in Mario Kart.
You can try. Will you let me win? Absolutely not. I have no idea how to even do that. I will destroy you, and I will.
There's a chapter in the Anthropocene Reviewed book where John Green details how he refuses to let his children win at Mario Kart.
Yeah, no,
Where he's
I
like,
will
one day
not-
they will beat me. That is not today.
Yeah, I will not let you win in Mario Kart under any circumstances.
Right, because this is the thing, is like we have now, well, I'm not a parent, but like this generation has become parents that grew up with video games, right?
Yeah.
And so one day I'm going to have kids that are like, Dad, can we play you at Halo? And I'll be like, catch these hands, children.
I will BXR you to death.
I will BXR you to death.
What is BXR? You have to figure it out. My niece goes,
I had to figure it out. You got to figure it out. How did you get on the top of Zanzibar? That's an old secret.
I'm playing Mario Kart with my niece. And she's like, how'd you get so good at this? And I was like, I've been practicing. And she's like, oh, for how long? And I was like, for 25 years.
A long time, Sienna. A long time.
And she was like, I'm never going to get that good. And I was like, you can keep playing for the next 20 years and we'll see where we're at.
Yeah, my skills are going to start to drop off eventually.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, because with Mario Kart, especially in our house, it was like, not only were we good at it, we're like very good at Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know how good until you could play online on the Wii.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan would play online. And like anytime him and I would race, we would pretty well. Like he would obviously win because he's Jonathan. He always wins at everything. We would like it would be like Jonathan's in first, and then I'm in second, and then there's a gap, and then there's the rest of the pack.
Yeah, then there's the AIs.
Right. I just thought that's how it was. Turns out other people like don't play that way. Like other people have to use all the items that they offer you. All I get is bananas ever.
Bananas and the occasional coin.
Yeah, bananas coins is all
Yeah.
I get in Mario Kart.
Yeah. One day I'm going to give my kid the Legend of Zelda, the Oracle of the Seasons, and be like, you figure it out.
You figure it out. Have fun.
You
fun.
figure it out. Because I was like, I remember being 23 years old, playing on like a laptop that I bought with my own money, like on an emulator, looking up dungeon guides for this freaking game.
How do I beat this stupid game?
BradyGames.com.
Yeah.
Get the freaking Prima guide for it.
Oh man, I have the printed out guide for Oracle Seasons and Ages. Like you can buy it in stores. Like
Yeah, I did as well.
I know Knights of the Old Republic. You have to do the how do you get 4 gallons into like a bucket you can only fill with 3 gallons or bucket you can only fill with 5 gallons. How do you end up with 4 gallons? That was a good one.
Imagine introducing your kid to Skyrim, where like you know all of the hacks, all of the secrets.
And you're just like, all right,
Dad, why are you making iron daggers?
Parthenax is about to...
Shut up. You don't know.
Hey,
Look,
you're
now I can
finally
enchant.
awake.
But Dad, you haven't even started the main story. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. It's fine.
Yeah, Parthenax,
I got to destroy the
whatever.
Legion.
I've got to incite a riot in Whiterun is what I've got to do.
Yeah.
But
The
then
storm cloaks.
then they busted out Minecraft, and I've never played Minecraft.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet they can kick your ass at Roblox.
They like the way that they play Roblox, the way that they think about competition in Roblox is very interesting. The way that they market like games to young girls blows my mind. It's like, who can decorate your outfit the best, and then we will judge you. And it's like, man, this is harsh.
Yeah, we used to just kill the Flood.
Yeah,
The Flood had no allegiance.
The
Flood didn't judge. The Flood didn't discriminate.
They wanted to kill everything. It
Everything.
would fight the Covenant. It would fight me. It would fight the Sentinels. I don't even know why. The Sentinels were robots. The
Yeah, freaking
Sentinels would
343
fight
Guilty
it.
Spark over here like, hey, do you want to fight the Flood for me? Thanks.
Thanks. We're here at the library.
Yeah. The library on Legendary.
Just flood.
I
after
still just
flood
like
after flood.
just like shudder at night sometimes. I wake up hearing Avery Johnson in my ears, like actual war flashbacks. No, I've never been to war. I don't know what war is like. listener who was about to email me. I'm kidding, okay? I'm sorry.
I do know what Halo is like, though. Combat Evolved.
I do know what Halo Combat Evolved is like, yeah.
And Halo 2, 3, 4, and Reach. I don't think I've played 5.
I haven't played 5.
I've
Played some Halo
ODST.
Wars. I was never big into Reach.
I loved
You and I
Reach.
played Halo 4 together.
Yeah, I think we sat down one day and we were like, let's beat Halo 4. Let's
And we
put
did.
it on easy and just beat it and see what it's about.
See what it's right. Just play the story.
Yeah. I was on TikTok not too long ago, speaking of Halo. Apparently there's like more than a few canon books. There's like 20.
Yeah.
I thought there was like 4.
Oh, by the time Halo 3 came out, there was already like 7.
Really?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Maybe I should read all of those.
Because the first 3 only get you through Halo.
The Pillar of Autumn.
The Fall of Reach, and then Halo, and then First Strike or whatever. That gets you through the campaign and a little bit after of Halo 1. Then they went down with like Ghosts of Onyx and all that stuff. The other Spartans, the next generation. They were pretty good, honestly. The Halo books are a compelling read.
Well, maybe that'll be my next series to binge.
I got
It's all
invited
the
to
Halo books.
participate in a Star Wars book club that
Yeah.
meets in person every month.
Oh, I'm insulted, but
Why?
I want to go.
So go.
Where is it?
It's
Do I
Sweet
go?
Donkey over in
Okay.
Crystal Spring.
Are you participating?
I doubt it. I'll probably forget. I'm almost certainly busy that day. I think he said they were Tuesdays that they meet.
No, yeah, we're
So-
busy that night.
But yeah, I've been there sitting on their porch, drinking a couple lattes and reading books a couple times. And the dude was like, "Hey, you see a big book guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Have you read any Star Wars books?" And I'm like, "Not in a long time, but like I'm not opposed." Like, I don't know how to tell you that like I've read 100 books this year, but none of them are Star Wars books. But also like if you're like, "Hey, I'd love it if you read this Star Wars book so I could talk to you about it," I wouldn't be like, "Ew, gross."
Yeah. I'm really scared though, because we've been reading the Dan Brown books.
Yeah.
Like I might end up reading just like those grown up page turner books.
Dude, they're good, man. They've always been good, right? Like, I've
Like-
read Alex Cross books. They're good. The Bourne books are good. They're page turners.
Like, oh my god, the characters are just so. I'll tell you the key with this. I can't think of his freaking name. Langdon.
Robert Langdon, yeah.
Robert Langdon. We knew a Hunter Langdon. I kept thinking Hunter, but I was like, obviously it's not that. Robert Langdon is that like the way he's described for the first time in Angels and Demons, which I guess is not the first release.
It is, yeah.
Whatever.
It is the first release.
Is the first release.
It was not the first movie, but it is the first release.
Okay, I thought it was like written. I thought he wrote it and then wrote the Da Vinci Code, and the Da Vinci Code got published, but then Angels and Demons got published.
I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway, the way he's described is very. It would be very easy to picture him as like Matt Damon or like somebody cool and suave and handsome. And if it's not Tom Hanks, it doesn't work. Like he's too cool if he's not Tom Hanks, you know?
No, I don't think he's ever described to be cool, though. And he's definitely older.
Yeah.
Like, he could be Matt Damon now, maybe.
Yeah. No, I would just keep it as Tom Hanks.
Well,
I would
they
just keep doing that.
They've done 3 with Tom Hanks, and they're doing the third book as a series without Tom Hanks.
Ooh, who's cast?
Just some guy. It's
Harrison
like
Ford.
they're doing it as a prequel,
Ah,
like how Robert Langdon got his start, even though that's not at all what happened.
it's very important in this first, or at least the reason I went back and read Angels and Demons because like the first 2 chapters of the Da Vinci Code were like Robert Langdon did a thing with the Vatican. That's pretty freaking important, but it's not for this story.
Angels and Demons is really good, though. They're all really
Yeah,
good. I just finished all 5 of them in like a week and a half.
Did you eyeball them?
No, I listened to them.
I was about to say these are 700-page books.
No,
Like,
I listened to them. The narrator's great for at least the last 4 of the 5. The first guy is kind of weird, but no, and they are exceptionally good page turner books. Because like if you immediately go and pick up like something else, because like I did this, I finished The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown, and I was like, I don't know if Dan Brown's written anything else, and I picked up Deception Point by Dan Brown, and I was like, this isn't as good though. Like this is still a beach housey page turner fiction. This isn't Robert Langdon, right? Like I'm not learning anything about art.
Yeah, I'm not learning a ton right now.
You learn a lot about art.
I will say Angels and Demons feels very dated. It feels very much like this conversation between atheists and Christians like was definitely had 15 years ago, but it's kind of played out now.
Yeah, well, they all are relevant to the time, that like very relevant to the time they're published.
Yeah.
Because the fifth one's about like a guy that, you know, discovers the origin of the species or whatever. Like,
and that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2017. Like creates a computer model that can simulate creation, like what actually happened at creation. The fourth one is about a global pandemic.
No way.
Well, sort of. It's complicated. You should read them all. They're really good.
I will.
Number 3 is a little rough.
I own the first 2 as eyeball books, so I plan to eyeball them.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the way to do it. I've read the first 3 on paper, and then the fourth one came out right when I was getting into audiobooks in like 2014. So I just did that, and then I just have it. And I'm not going to go like buy it because I already have it, and I like the audiobook. But it's very formulaic, right? It's like Robert Langdon, the guy that wears the turtleneck and the tweed jacket, meets like a hot woman from another country and goes and saves the world with her. And it's like, after 5 times of doing this, Robert, go home. Just stop answering your phone.
Stop answering your phone. He gets a call in the middle of the night. Ugh.
Right, like this dude has saved the world 5 times. It's always like, oh, there's a woman I fell in love with. She's somebody's daughter or son, or not son, somebody's daughter or husband, wife, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, somebody dies and he was related to me, this person that Robert Langdon is now in love with. It's very formulaic, but I do really enjoy them. I like the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons more than I like Cars.
Yeah, I would say that like while I was watching Cars, I was like, I would like to stop doing this so that I can go read my book.
Dude, I've had a couple books like that recently where I'm like, I read this one, just like a random like YA murder mystery called Neverworld Wake, where I opened it and like literally on the back it's like, you won't stop reading until you finish, you know, you won't be able to put this book down. I got like 30 pages in and I'm like, I'm unable to put this book down. I have to and like I sat there and it's like 300 pages long or whatever, and I read like 210 pages in the first sitting and then had to put it down because I had something else to do, and I was like, ugh, I need to finish the book. I need to know what happens. And that's been a good experience recently. I've been having that with a lot of paper books. I've finally gotten, you know, halfway through the year, I've finally gotten into reading paper books.
Yeah, I'm getting to a point with reading paper books even that it's like, if I find something that really captures my attention, that really makes me want to keep reading it, it's like, obviously, like, there's 100% validity to listening to audiobooks as a way to consume a story. There's no discussion there. But I think in terms of like personal enjoyment, if I can find a book that captures my attention to the point where I cannot help but turn the page, that to me is the peak level of enjoying reading. Yeah,
I haven't been like that in years. It's great to get back to that.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to find all year. I've just had a complicated year.
Yeah. I really want to I've been listening to the audiobook for Looking for Alaska, the new one that Will Wheaton put out.
Same.
And in that,
I don't know if I love it or not.
I absolutely love it. It is the definitive version.
Oh, it's better than the other audiobook for sure. That guy was weird.
I don't even remember the other audiobook.
I remember that everybody had like a ridiculous accents.
All I know about Looking for Alaska is that John Green keeps you engaged in a book for what would take you like 5 hours reading without any central conflict at all, driven entirely by chapter titles, which are just counting down to an event you
incredible.
don't know is coming.
You're sitting there, guys, and even when I know what's coming, right?
I
even when I know what's coming, I'm sitting here like, 46 days before what? 46 days before what, Jonathan?
Right. Jack, tell me what's going on.
Jack Green. It's a good book.
Alaska's so good.
I started it this morning. I'm like halfway through. It's short.
Yeah, I have about an hour left. We'll listen to it on the drive down.
Nice.
Yeah.
That will be number 98 for me if I finish it. Well, not if I finish it, when I finish it. Be a Wildwood of DNF.
But because it's Will Wheaton, it's weird. The result is I really want to read Ready Player One, but because I'm enjoying Angels and Demons so much, I'm like, I want to eyeball Ready Player One. I've
never done that. I've still never done that.
I've never done that.
And I already blew my Ready Player One read for the year.
I mean, you've read 100 different books. I think you can reread something. And that I cannot wait until freaking January 1st, where I can just be like, I want to read Harry Potter, and I'm going to.
Well, you haven't read Harry Potter.
I've read the first one. Read and counted.
Right, yeah. So you've got 6 more that you can count.
I've got 6 more that I can read and count. And you know what? In my car, I have the CDs for book 2 loaded into the CD drive, and I'm very slowly working through them because I'll listen to them when I'm like, the book that I'm listening to sucks.
Maybe I'll break out the freaking Fault in Our Stars CDs and listen to those.
I've thought about doing that one too. I have that one in like
the John Green version that I have.
Special edition, silver wrapped hardcover.
I just have the original hardback, but Keelan did get me the John Green reads the audiobook version on CD.
That is cool.
Which is very good. But yeah, so we'll see where it goes with that. I might give Turtles All the Way Down another glimpse after this Looking for Alaska venture. Might try to
I thought about rereading Catherine's.
What'd you say?
I thought about rereading Catherine's because that would essentially be a new read for me.
Yeah, basically.
I know
that
I couldn't tell you the main character's name. Will Grayson.
Nope, that's the character from Will Grayson. The main character in An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. So it's not Miles, it's not Quentin. It's
Augustus Waters.
Nope, I have no idea. I know he has a friend named Hassan. And he dates a bunch of Catherines. Boy, I don't remember. Yeah, that's a new read then. If I can't remember the main character's name, that's a new read.
I can't remember the main character's name in Turtles All the Way Down, but I definitely know what that
Asa Holmes.
Yes.
Because her friend calls her Holmesy.
Yes.
Asa Holmes.
AZA, yeah. Hazel Grace.
Hazel Grace Lancaster. And Quentin Jacobson.
An Abundance Catherine's was banned in a Texas school district. Sexual situations. You know, I was reading through...
Quentin Jacobson? Not Quentin Coldwater. Quentin Coldwater's The Magicians.
Colin Singleton is the main character.
Colin Singleton, yeah.
An Abundance of Catherines.
I remember the Singleton thing now. That's a big deal. Because he's all hopeless romantic guy that dates 47 girls named Catherine or whatever.
Yeah.
His brother's wife's name.
It's a little bit weird.
These John Green books are. Even listening to Looking for Alaska this time, I'm kind of like, okay, I get why we're canceling John Green a tiny bit. Like,
yeah,
there's some part of me that I'm like, this is strange.
The way you talk about Alaska is a little weird.
I'm 28. I'm older than you were when you wrote this book. Now, like, does it still hold up? Not really. The Hulu series is great, though. Let's get back to Cars real quick and finish this out.
All right. Final thoughts on Cars, Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, like, this satisfies the part of me that enjoys watching racing these days. I don't know if it satisfies the, like, Pixar fan in me as much as some of the other ones did. I think that's where it loses points. But it's a fun movie. It's a good story. Lightning McQueen kind of sucks.
Lightning does suck, but I guess coming back to it, like, I guess maybe this is colored by a certain level of nostalgia for me. We've had this discussion, but I do still feel like this gets a bad rap for what it is. I think it's a fantastic film.
I don't think I'd say if it's fantastic, but I'm not going to stop you from saying it. It's good. It's a good one. Like I said, it would probably be in the 80s if it was DreamWorks.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't, like, I don't ever think of Cars as being one of my top Pixar movies. I would rather watch Finding Nemo right now. Or Monsters, Inc. Or one of the newer ones.
Yeah, I like a lot of the newer ones better as well. I don't know. I still really liked this. Let's see what did listeners say.
So the Bacon and Eggs listener score, after I messed up the calculations a couple times, the Bacon and Eggs listener score is an 84.2.
84.2. All right, let me punch that in.
So originally I got a 97.1, which is not possible because almost nobody gave it that high of a rating. 84.2, Bacon and Eggs listener score.
All right, so I got that there, that there, that there. Let me punch everything in. Not that one. I need this one. So that makes the listener score an 84. I gave it, what, an 88?
Think so, yeah.
And you gave it a 70?
It's flat 70, yeah.
Okay, and then Rotten Tomatoes was a 74. Metacritic was higher. No, not higher, just lower, 73. And then with the Rotten Tomatoes audience of 79, that brings us to a Bacon and Eggs score of a 79.2.
79.2. Where does that put us?
79.2 puts us pretty low, actually. It beats out Wonder Woman, loses to Cinderella.
Fair. Interesting place for it to slot in.
Yeah, those were married to each other.
Well, now they're not. They got a big old Lightning McQueen in the middle. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. With a little bit of rusties. An insane amount of luck. You two can look just like me. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. If it doesn't move at all for the rest of the year, this is our midway point. I don't think that it will stay in the same spot. It seems unlikely that the rest of the movies we watch will be worse than Cars.
Well, it still wouldn't be the midway point.
It was 25 overall. Ideally, there's 52.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I thought you meant it was currently the midway point, and I was like, that's not how any of that works.
No, the midway point right now is 1917, which I guess midway was the World War II, but whatever.
Wow. Ow.
I really don't have anything else to say.
Me either. This episode of Bacon and Eggs is an episode of Bacon and Eggs. It's got graphics by Vaishon Brandon, music by Andrew Scott Bell. That's graphite.vmb on Instagram and andrewscottbellmusic.com, respectively. This is a production of the WB&E Podcast Network, a thing that Tyler and I own, and you can support us and the network at patreon.com/bacon and eggs. Become a patron and help us keep the lights on around here. I can turn the lights off, and it's miserable. Help me keep the lights on.
You can also listen to other great shows like Late to the Party, which is Ethan's Dungeons and Dragons podcast. He does with Jordan and Scott and Tyler and Camille and Ethan, and it's very good. You can listen to it. There's a preview for it right here.
Yeah, we're 2 episodes into our new season, so just a perfect time to catch up and give it a listen. It's good fun, good times. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. On behalf of Bacon and Eggs and Tyler Carlin, my name's Ethan Edgeshill. That's Tyler Carlin. And until next time, arrivederci.
Ka-chow.